What I'm going to talk about is changing the way we age across the wellness dimensions. Seems like, yeah, I don't know, what the hell is this guy talking about, right? So, okay. So what we're going to discuss is, why do we need to change the way we age? Okay, we'll talk about how do we create a change? And importantly, we'll talk about, okay, what's successful aging and what does it mean to all of you? So if you look at, okay, what do you mean by successful aging? We are all going to age. That is inevitable, right? They say there's two inevitabilities. One is you are going to age, and second, you're going to pay taxes, right? So aging is going to happen. So what you call a successful aging is if you are able to prevent yourself from having bad diseases. You're going to get cold. I mean, you can take as much flu vaccine as you want to, you'll still get a flu, right? You can't prevent that. So certain things you cannot prevent, but at least you're able to prevent some serious diseases. You're able to carry on most of your activities as well as possible, maintain your cognitive functioning, able to live in an emotional and physical changes with that happening, and at least have some control over what you think your life has. So what are the 7 dimensions? Could be physical, intellectual, social, vocational, spiritual, emotional, and environmental. So these are like seven doors where you could, each door could be an opportunity. And it's not like, okay, just open one door and stay inside. I think the important purpose is you got to come back and open each door and go in, right? That's only when you'll gain most benefit, because all doors are very different. There was a study which was done. People who were in their 70s, who were in good health, were challenged to walk a quarter of a mile, just a quarter of a mile. Those who completed the course were most likely to survive the next 6 years without any disability. People who walked slower did better, still did better than people who were not able to do that. So people who were not able to finish had a higher mortality rate as compared to those who were able to do. So even in the 70s, if you're able to walk, that does help a lot. So stay active. How can you stay active? 10 minutes of physical activity 3 times a day, 5 days a week. So again, a lot of times what happens is, oh, I have to find 30 minutes. I can't really in 24 hours. It's hard to find 30 minutes, right? But if you do it 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes afternoon, 10 minutes evening, if you find that time, do it 5 days a week, go out and enjoy on Saturday and Sunday, and don't do anything on Saturday and Sunday, you're still able to meet your needs of aerobic exercises. Emotional wellness, simple things like yoga, things like Tai Chi, those things are very important and very helpful. These are ancient, it's not something that we have discovered it, we have rediscovered it kind of. But these are some of these poses. I don't know if you've called this the Surya Namaskar, or what is called as the sun salutations. So this is a yoga pose which people, maybe like 5,000 years ago in India used to do it. I mean, the same thing we are doing it now. We're calling it hot yoga and cold yoga and this and that. But again, the premise is the same, right? So again, these kind of activities have found to be very important for your emotional well-being. People who have negative self-perceptions of aging live 7 years younger than those who have a positive outlook. So if you don't exercise, if you cannot walk quarter mile, you're living 7 years, you don't think you're aging well, you live another 7 years less. So you're talking about 14 years already gone from your life. Okay. So if you do walk a quarter of a mile and think positive, you'll live 14 years extra. Being a part of a social networks of friends or family is one of the most effective predictors of longevity. Men and women, and especially men who do not have close friends, I forget the R in there, who do not have close friends or family are more likely to become ill and less likely to live long lives. So keep your brain active. These days, if you go to, iPads or anywhere, you have multiple number of apps in there for your brain, right? Anything. There are brain games. You can go to any store and buy books on crosswords and this and that. Brain is a new thing which we have discovered. It's always there. We just discover it. So mental exercises, 4 hours a day. It could be anything. You decide what you like. You like creative arts. Could be reading, writing, painting, anything. Even anything that will keep you stimulated would be helpful in this situation. Then a combination of emotional and physical comes to environmental dimension. There's something everything is going green these days, right? So you have green exercises also. But there is a reasoning behind that. So 5 minutes of exercise in a park, working in a backyard garden, nature trail, or another green space benefits mental health. So, and now combine it with spiritual, okay? So on your next walk, be in the moment. Listen to the sounds of nature. Smell the fragrance of outdoors. Remind yourself that this time is yours. And taking part in the experience, you're improving your health and well-being. So now you're combining not just the physical part, you're combining your green environmental, and you're bringing spirituality in your life also. So these are the things which now talks about the spiritual dimension. You could be spiritually inclined in a lot of things, but how can you practically just incorporate things into day-to-day living? Important thing, sleep. A very critical but overlooked aspect of wellness. How many of you sleep well? Good. Well, I think most of you sleep well, but a lot of us don't. And again, it all depends upon how you define well, right? Sleep disorders are very common, especially in patients with dementia. Almost 70% of those patients have problems with sleeping. And we know this, right? The day we have not slept very well, sometimes it's hard to focus the next day. And if you keep doing that repeatedly, it can play a significant role on how you feel. Look at what else sleep can cause you. It can increase your risks of falls, and if you fall when you're older, you're more prone to developing fractures, irritability, depression, aggression. And we were talking about patients with dementia. Patients with dementia, if they're not able to sleep well and they are at home, that is what causes caregiver exhaustion. And that's been found to be one of the other reasons why people transition from home to a long-term care facility is when they're not able to sleep at night, because it's hard on the caregivers to take care of them if they're not able to sleep at night. So what's next for you? If there is this campaign, Changing the Way We Age, if you incorporate some of these principles that we talked about, we can help ourselves to age successfully, age in a better way. We know that we cannot prevent ourselves from aging. That's never happened, not happened for the last 10,000 years. It's not going to happen. It's just that, okay, how can we age? How can we age better?